Congressman Mike Pence, Republican from Indiana, joins us live. He's also the House Republican Conference Chairman. Nice to see you, Congressman.
Thanks, Greta. Great to be here.
Well, my guess is that you're not completely enamored with all the responses tonight because you're the opposition party. Fair?
Well, I appreciated the fact that the president struck a responsible tone on the swine flu concern of many millions of Americans. And also, I appreciate the fact that I think it might be among the first times that we've heard this president say that George W. Bush did a good job. It was in the aftermath of the avian flu back in 2005 that the Bush administration and Republicans and Democrats in Congress came together and put together the kind of infrastructure that's given us a chance to respond responsibly and thoroughly today. So I appreciate the president for that. But a lot was missing from this press conference.
On the part of the press asking questions, or on a part of the president answering? Because I mean, there's only an hour. You don't get follow-up questions. You know, so it's hard for the press and. Well, you know me. I'm a big champion of a free and independent press. So I don't want to criticize the people in the room, but for heaven's sakes. Congress just adopted the most fiscally irresponsible budget in American history today. The president mentioned it in his opening statement. The president's budget will double the national debt in 5 years. It'll triple it in 10. There was no discussion about this borrowing and spending and bailout spree that has dominated the first 100 days. And there were no questions and no discussion about the fact that the president and his party in Congress are planning a national energy tax that will raise the cost of utilities on every American by thousands of dollars a year. My guess is that there were journalists in that room who had those questions, and I mean, it's just so random. And as you sit there and you only have an hour, and not everybody gets a question, but I mean, there's no question the economy and the budget's an important issue.
Yeah,
and it's regrettably that there isn't the time, and we didn't get the questions.
Well, particularly we got disappointing numbers in the economy came out today, a 6% decline in the economy. And, you know, while we've had a stimulus bill, an omnibus bill, this massive commitment to government deficit spending in the budget that passed today, it was remarkable to me that the borrowing and spending and bailouts that dominated the first 100 days of this administration was not a significant topic.
I thought it was interesting you talked about the government not wanting to start the government getting involved, but you know, we are so immensely involved in so many businesses right now. I mean, so, you know, that certainly caught my attention.
Well, I thought the Jonathan Weissman's question was intriguing. What kind of shareholder are you going to be of the President of the United States? You know, I long for the day we might have a president that looks back at the American people and says, the United States government doesn't want to be a shareholder in private enterprise.
I think he said that. I think he didn't. I don't think he wants. I mean, I don't think. He may see that as the solution, and he may be dead wrong, but I think ideally he probably doesn't want that. I mean, I don't think anybody wants. He may think that that's the solution, but I don't think he thinks it's ideal.
Well, that's right, and this president is awfully good on tone. I gave him high marks on presentation, but
but that doesn't. I mean, that doesn't count.
The details
that's not
are
the
thing. The details are the thing. We came to March 30th. That was the drop-dead deadline for General Motors and Chrysler. They just extended that again. You know, we Republicans in Congress have been saying what we need, and the president actually alluded to this a little bit with Chrysler tonight. What we need is what's called a prepackaged reorganization bankruptcy and a government guarantee of private financing going back into these companies. That's the only way you're going to make these domestic auto manufacturers truly viable again. And if we just keep handing out more bailouts against more promises of reforms and taking shares and all the rest, it's going to continue to frustrate the American people.
Did you take any sort of solace tonight in that Senator Specter, who's now not in your party, but that he voted against the budget? He said that he wasn't necessarily going to be lockstep with the Democrats. I mean, at least tonight he voted with the Republicans.
Well, I think the president was probably right in figuring out that Senator Arlen Specter, be he Republican or now Democrat, is going to, you know, march to his own drummer. And you know, I respect his right to make whatever decisions he makes. But you know, a lot of this talk about the Republican Party, I really do believe that what the American people long for is a party and leadership in Washington, D.C. that gets serious about dealing with this mountain range of debt and deficits and spending, and for heaven's sakes, don't raise taxes on every working family in the country.
I don't think anybody wants it, but then you look at the approval numbers, you look at the voting, and it's like, you know, I think the Republican Party's got to do some reworking, getting its
Well, look,
message
there
out.
is no question that this president is a whole lot more personally popular than his policies. And I understand that. He has a thoughtful presentation. He has a beautiful family. The American people give the new guy on the job time to get his legs. But at the end of the day, I think the concern about this mountain range of debt
Well, that may come back to haunt him.
and a national energy tax, watch it, Greta. The president himself said a year ago that if his cap and trade bill passed, that utility rates for all Americans would skyrocket, and that national energy tax is going to be a major battle this year.
Well, we'll see if this is just simply a honeymoon that he has or not. Anyway, Congressman, thank you, sir.
Thank you.